Why, hello there. It's a very late podcast on a Friday night, really a Saturday morning. It's Saturday, April 29th, 2023. Let's talk some baseball and let's talk some hockey. So, um, one of the things that I've kind of been dedicating my time to recently is taking things that are repetitive, annoying manual tasks that you have to work through on the computer in Microsoft Excel to try to update these sports algorithm files and to turn those into automated procedures that can be done with just a quick or an update, basically. So there are a bunch of queries now that you can automatically run. You can just try to, refresh all of them basically whenever you open this file to try to get more current information, more current stats. It's not complete. It's not awesome. Yeah, there's sometimes going to be errors when it's the end of the day. But the point is that it does some really awesome things. And, we're doing it with the baseball file right now, but I really like to talk about the hockey file as well, because in the NHL file, when we kind of do that here, we can prepare tomorrow or being today, which really the 29th. Watch this. Let's go into the query section. Let's go into our NHL games and let's edit this query. You're going to see that there's going to be a date that it's pulling for the day of the games that it's trying to calculate as the current day. We just have to update that day to the correct day. And it's going to make a lot of changes for us. For example, it's not the 28th, it's the 29th now. It's all you have to do. Just change that here, close and load, and it's going to update everything. Same thing with the starting. As you can see, this NHL games query is going to update itself and it's going to start pulling the correct day's games. Same thing when it comes to the starting goalies. It's now going to look for the correct day. We just simply go into Power Query here. You edit this query and you update this formula to get the correct date. It's all you have to do. And it's going to change itself everywhere. And this is really cool now because what happens is you've now updated a couple of your reports. You could update all of them by doing a refresh all anyway. And what you get is current injury report, current player stats, current goalie stats, all connected to the file. So what's great about this is you're basically going to be really close to almost completely set up for the next day. Basically, what has happened is you've automatically queried enough to get this, which is the projection for Saturday. And you can just paste it right here. Everything, it's April 29th. These games right here, everything pulls itself in automatically. You can go look at your cube. You can see these games have now appeared here. These are all games on the 29th. The rest of these don't really matter because they're not happening. And now when you refresh, you get a nice look at not only the games from Friday, but also the games here on Saturday. Right. And it says that Toronto knocks off and knocks off Tampa Bay somehow in this game 6. It says the Devils barely do it and put away the Rangers. And it says Edmonton puts away, I believe, LA here as well. So that's an interesting look here. It's pretty cool how quickly this updates and really gives you the day when all you have to do is update the power queries. This is really fantastic. So this is excellent. As you can see, it didn't do perfectly here. It didn't do awesome on Friday, but it did basically have Carolina. Carolina basically holds the Islanders from scoring and wins this game. They get to their 2 and they hold Carolina to less than 2 is how they win this game. So that's kind of what happened there. playoff hockey, lower scoring games, except not here with Boston and Florida, where Boston hits their 5, but Florida somehow gets 7. Dallas, this is right along the lines of what was supposed to happen. Somewhere between 3 and 5, they get to 4 over somewhere between 1.7 and 0, and they get to 1. This is a great prediction for the algorithm. And here, this game is still going on. It's 11 minutes left. It's 3-1 right now. We'll see if Seattle wants to fight anything other than a game 7 here and see if they can come back late, but it's looking like Colorado right now. So that's hockey. Let's go over to baseball. So within baseball, I still need a lot of work, needs to be done to make this work. And you could run the macro to see how this thing kind of really does on a day, but there's a couple rainouts, and I just wanted to refresh with what I have so far because it does look interesting. Meaning there is profitability here. There's profitability. It's the Cubs losing a close one, but everything up here winning, including New York. It looks like I didn't have a line on the Cincinnati game, so I almost don't want to count that. It's all favorites, so it's nothing special, but it's still winning. And it just points out how incredibly accurate the MLB algorithm really can be. It's fascinating. I mean, there's profitability almost the entire way through, even though I don't know what this actual line was on this game. And I used a stats for an Oakland pitcher from 2018 because there wasn't anything more recent than that. But fascinating stuff. And it's kind of like, well, if you wanted to look at MLB for tomorrow, here's kind of how you like try to approach that, right? Like, let's forget about today. Like, we don't care anymore, right? Like, it's a brand new day tomorrow. Well, how do we get tomorrow's information in here? If we go and we look at our queries, the MLB games query, let's try to edit that query and see what opens up in Power Query. Like, is there a date that we can specify to get the date of the 29th? And the answer is absolutely yes. It's right here. It's in the source code of the MLB games query. So we're going to just do that. And then we're going to go to home and load, close and load this. And what ends up happening is everything changes. And you go look at one of your more important sheets, like your odds sheet right here. And you see that what ends up popping up is a brand new set of, days games, all these games right here. You can actually really get this into the file so fast, like bam, there you go. Now, all of a sudden, we've just brought in a static look at Saturday's 17 games because there's apparently rainouts and doubleheaders and stuff like that. So now, here's what else we can do. Because we're going to be able to basically get a look at Saturday very fast, even though it's not going to be the best look possible, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good enough. So really where we need to be is we need to be in the MLB submenu of RotoWire. We need to be under daily lineups and under tomorrow, where it's going to show us Saturday. And this is going to give us enough to do some projections for Saturday. See how fast we can actually generate really, pretty darn reliable projections. Let's get back into the baseball file. We want to go to the lineup sheet. We're going to override the lineups with now Saturday's projected lineups, even though they're not actual. They're going to change this pivot table. We probably have Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm guessing. We'll guess for now. See if we have any other pitchers that are abbreviated names. Oh yeah, is it Grayson Rodriguez again? Because they didn't pitch because of probably rainouts. And there's some other people I need to fix here. This is Jordan Montgomery, I would imagine. I only know this because I've been doing these guys forever. We'll worry about those other players in a second. They'll show up in this batting order pivot sheet where all of the different players in their orders, they'll show us holes like this that we need to fix, which we can do at the end. But basically, what's kind of cool about this is we've created these 17 games. Perfect. We're going to try to apply 2023 pitching stats to all these pitchers. See what happens there. Caleb Killian does not want to do that. So we'll look at that guy. But everybody else works. We're going to get rid of the scores from yesterday. We're going to look up Caleb Killian. And once we do that, we are going to be in really good shape. This AI algorithm has basically done its job and given us a really nice look after we finish this. So he was a AAA pitcher, 3 games, 11 innings. Yuck. Oh, wait, he played for the Cubs. Hold on a second. 3 games, 11 innings. He was 0-2 with an ERA of 10.32. Yuck. Wow, that's funny. Well, this guy is a problem. This guy's an interesting situation. So I guess he doesn't exist on the pitcher sheet anywhere. Oh, he does. He does. But now he's playing for who? He's still playing for the Cubs. We need to put 2022 in here? Okay, that fixes everything. Now we have a projection for every game. And our lineup factors are not 0 anywhere. So guess what? We can press refresh. And there you go. Nope. What? Yeah. Here are your games. Interesting. Tampa Bay, Toronto, Texas, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Colorado. Some runs all the way up in here, except for the Atlanta game. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So basically, if you want to stick to premium games, it's Tampa Bay, Toronto, Texas, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. We don't have a line on the Pittsburgh game yet with Rich Hill. But that's how quick you can generate this. Even though it's not fully accurate, it's not the best that it can be, it's still like a lot of calculations, basically. It's more than halfway there for tomorrow, and it certainly gives you an edge. What's interesting is it says that basically the Tampa Bay line of only minus 135 is really one of the better lines of the day, and we have them on top. So Tampa Bay is essentially playing so good that to get a line like that is essentially getting value in the betting market. That's what this algorithm tells you. It also tells you that Minnesota is further down than we have the odds makers having them. So for whatever that's worth, has a couple underdogs down here like the Angels and Cleveland and the Cubs apparently. So it's kind of what the algorithm provides is just a glance, an educated glance at the next day. And I felt like doing it for everybody because I just do it before I go to bed and call it a night. All right. So good luck, everyone. I hope your picks won today, and I hope they continue to be winning. Use AI to help you. Why not use it as a tool to just give you a bump and give you an assist when it comes to whatever, information you're trying to figure out or whatever patterns you're trying to deduce out of what's happening in a betting market or a stock market or whatever. I think that, taking a look at this is always proves to be informative. On a day like Friday, it did pretty well, and it just usually does pretty well. It's just good to look at. All right. Good luck, everyone. I hope your picks were winning and hope they continue to be winning every day. Good luck.